Joining me now is Democratic Missouri Senate candidate Lucas Kunce. Mr. Kunce, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, I'm really excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, we are glad that you could be here. There has been a lot of back and forth about whether that amendment that would legalize abortion in Missouri would be on the ballot. Of course, the state Supreme Court last week ruled in a way that will allow it to be on the ballot, making Missouri one of 10 states, in fact, where abortion will be on the ballot in November. Just to be clear, how will you be voting on that amendment?
Oh, I support it 100%. You know, Missouri was the first state to put in a no exceptions for rape and incest abortion ban from day one after Roe versus Wade fell. And, I'm all about taking back people's rights for each other. I think Missourians are smart enough to make their own decisions. We don't need creepy politicians telling us how to live our lives or how to build our families. So I'm 100% behind it. And I'm real excited we're going to take that power back this fall.
So, and just to be clear, this amendment would put a limit on abortion at fetal viability around 24 weeks. Is that where you think the limit should be? Do you think there should be any limits on abortion access?
As a U.S. Senator, we lived under Roe versus Wade for a long time. I'm going to vote to codify Roe versus Wade. I think we have to have that because, these constitutional amendments aren't enough. The guy I'm running against, Josh Hawley, has signed on to a national abortion ban that would override the will of all these voters in these states. And so, for me, I think it's at a good spot. I think Roe versus Wade is what we had for a long time. I think the amendment that you see in Missouri now is a thing that passed in Ohio and several other states. And I think people are happy with that. And it's a comfortable spot for people to be in.
If you were to be elected, as you know, there is a lot of discussion about potentially changing the filibuster, getting rid of it. Changing the rules to pass and to codify Roe v. Wade. Would you support that?
Absolutely. I think what the filibuster is, it's a tool for people who have a lot of money to control our politics, to overwhelm sort of the majority in what the people want, right? It's a tool that lets the status quo stay in place. And all that does is it disenfranchises people like those that I grew up with,
Are you concerned, though, if Republicans ultimately have the power in the Senate, that they might do the same thing to get their own legislative priorities passed, get rid of the filibuster?
I'm not concerned at all. Here's the thing, if they're in power, the things they are going to do is going to get them thrown out of office so fast. I mean, look at Project 2025, right? Josh Hawley shouldn't be worried in this election, and yet this week there were polls that showed me within 4 points and another one within 5 points. People don't like politicians who are creepy and want to take away their right to make their own decisions. Josh Hawley's as bad as you can get on this, right? He thinks, he won't protect in vitro fertilization or contraception. He wrote in 2013 that they're the same thing as murder and abortion. He thinks we should actually get rid of no-fault divorce laws so that people are trapped in unsafe marriages. I'm going to tell you right now, if they do that sort of thing, if they do the Project 2025 things they want to do, if they want to take away workers' rights, they're all going to get thrown out of office. The filibuster's not going to matter. The majority's not going to matter because we're going to have it, and we're going to take back power for everyday people in a landslide, frankly.
Well, you bring up the politics. Let me ask you about the broader politics here. I don't have to tell you, no Democrat has won a Senate seat in Missouri since Claire McCaskill back in 2012, and no Democratic presidential nominee has won there since 2008. Why do you think you can change that trajectory, Mr. Kunce?
I mentioned all the ballot initiatives we've passed over the last couple of years, really taking power back for ourselves and for everyday people. And if you look back just in time, I mean, everybody had this idea that Missouri is a super red state, right? But in 2016, 5 out of our 6 statewide offices were held by Democrats. Our statewide auditor won by 6 percentage points in 2018. It's a place where people are willing to split their ticket. Even in 2016, when Donald Trump won the state by 19 points at the presidential level, our Senate candidate, Jason Kander, another veteran like me, only lost by 2.5 points. We don't have to close the gap as much as Jason did that year. And our governor only lost by that year. People are willing to split their votes when they see a bad guy on the other side, and they got it right here.
And yet, again, when you look at the Senate and the presidential races, they have gone for Republicans in recent elections. So just to be clear, for the record, are you definitively able to say that you are voting for Vice President Harris?
And join this race to decide who the president is, or to tell other people how to decide to vote for the president. It's an uphill battle for me, just going around Missouri, asking people to vote for me for U.S. Senate. So I'm focusing on that. I'm real excited to get into this office and win. And I can tell you right now, I will work with anyone in any president to bring money back to our state and do all the things that everyday people here in Missouri need. And that includes codifying Roe versus Wade, ending the filibuster, passing the Protecting the Right to Organize Act, and many other things.
But you're comfortable saying you're going to support the amendment in your state. You're not going to support, or you can't say definitively here and now that you will support the Democratic nominee for president?
Again, I didn't get in the race to try to decide how other people vote for president. I've gotten into this race to sell myself, to talk about what I'm going to do for Missouri, and I just want to stay hyper-focused on that. Like, I want to show the contrast between me and Josh Hawley, and I don't want to spend another second on anything else. And that's where we're going to be. Given
what you've said about Josh Hawley and Project 2025, can you say definitively you won't be voting for former President Trump?
I can tell you what, when I'm in office, I will vote against every single thing that they got in Project 2025 that takes away power from everyday people. And I'm going to make sure that Josh Hawley's not in there to run his Project 2025 agenda going forward in 2025.
What about former President Trump? Would you cast your ballot for him? Is there any chance you would vote for former President Trump?
Again, everybody's trying to get me to tell people how to vote in this election.
I just want to know how you're going to vote. I just want to know how you're going to vote.
And I'm just saying, it's not my place, right? Like, I'm in Missouri, we have protected ballots. I'm going to vote for who I'm going to vote for. And I'm going to tell you right now, like, I will not 2025. I will do everything I can to take power back for everyday Missourians. I'll work against that. I'll codify Roe versus Wade, and I'll pass the Protecting the Right to Organize Act.
All right, Lucas Kunce, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.